What's poppin'? Your girl is back with another video, and today I'm just going to be giving you guys a story time. As you can see, I am actually sitting in a different location. I usually film over here, but I was getting ready to go to brunch, and I just decided to open my windows. I have like a really huge long window like that's sitting right in front of me, and I just decided, why not sit right in front of the window today, get that natural light? Because it's the natural light for me. It's the natural light for me. So I'm gonna give you all the natural light while I tell you this story, and this story might be a little long, so y'all can go ahead and grab your little snacks or drinks, whatever you might need, and we just gonna hop into this video. All right, so basically we're gonna get into the story of how I chose a guy over my friend, or as people in this situation like to say, my best friend at the time. But let's get into all the little details. Period. Basically, the backstory of who the friend is. I really don't even be giving people names in my videos. I'm still just going to be like friend. So we just going to try to keep up with everything. So basically, me and this girl were friends in middle school. Like, we were best friends. Like, this was somebody like I would be calling, text all the time. I would walk to her house sometimes, like during the summertime. We'd go to the pool, the little park, all that. Like, we were like best friends. Like, I mean, there's some other details, but I feel like y'all need to know those details because yeah. So basically, we were best friends middle school, but now it is time for high school. And when it was time for high school, she ended up moving schools. And as she ended up moving schools, y'all know high school is a whole 4 years. 4 years is low-key a long time. So as she left, we kind of drifted apart. Like, not in a way where it's like it would be beef if we saw each other or anything like that. It was just more so that we didn't really talk as much or anything like that, because she would have birthday parties and we had mutual friends, like mutual best friends. So she would invite them, but she would not invite me to the party. So I just took that as a sign that we not as cool as friends as I thought we was. So I mean, it just wasn't a big deal to me. Like, I had other friends, so I'm just like, okay. And then I feel like another red flag is, I'm the type of person that I be so excited to see somebody. Like, if I know you and I fuck with you, I ain't seen you in a long time, I'm gonna be the type that's gonna be like, oh my god, like giving you hugs, all that. Like, I'm excited, I ain't seen you in a minute. So every time I see her, that's how I would be like, bitch, what's up, hey? And she would just be sitting there like, hey, like, not giving me the same energy. And for you gotta give people the same energy they give you. Like, give them the same energy you give them, or don't give them no energy at all. Like, that's basically how it is. Like, don't be trying to do the most. So that's basically where we at. And then we now are going into college. This is my first year of college. I went to college, and then I happened to come back from college, and this is like summer vacation or whatever. So I wanted to party a lot. Like, not gonna lie, like, I feel like everybody wanted to party at that time. Like, when they first did their first year of college, everybody's coming back, they want to party. So I didn't drive at the time, but for real, none of my close friends drove at the time, in this time frame. So it was me and this other two girls. We were all best friends or whatever, but there was this one other girl who I don't, still to this day, I don't know why, but she just didn't like me for whatever reason. And whenever they would go out, like it would be time to pick me up, and she would just never want to pick me up, or like whenever I got my own ride, she would just be looking at me weird, like not saying hi or nothing. But then flashback to now, whenever she see me and I be sitting in the section, she be want to try to come to the section, try to say like, same energy, baby. Cause who are you? Kiki Palmer, I don't know this man. Mariah Carey, I don't know you. Like, that's how I felt, but that's beside the point. So basically, in this time frame, I wanted to party a lot. So I was just reaching out to older friends that I used to be friends with before, or that I possibly used to be close with, and I felt like this, literally at the time I didn't think nothing of it, but it was a bad choice, because I low-key feel like everybody I've reached out to, like, yeah, they were cool and like we would have fun sometimes, but I just felt like all in all, like it was drama. So basically I was reaching out to all these people, and I'm like, because I'm trying to get a ride, not gonna lie, I'm trying to get a ride, like, because there was this club and it was like super popping at the time, like Charlie Bear. It was called Charlie Bear. Everybody wanted to go to Charlie Bear, and I'm just like, I need to go to Charlie Bear. And at the time it was a welcome back college bash, and for some reason they had me on the flyer hosting. Like, I didn't even say that I was going to be hosting or anything, but I see a flyer pop out and they're just like, I'm hosting. It's like, how I'm hosting an event I ain't even got a ride to. But anyway, I ended up finding me a ride, but it's crazy because what it was is that I want to give names because it's kind of hard because it's multiple people, but I know I ain't gonna remember the names. Was my old best friend, and then it was this other girl that me and her were close, but I would never really say that we were best friends, if that makes sense. Like, I used to be close with a lot of people, like, and then honestly, the other girls for real in this story don't matter, except for like one other one that, I mean, we'll get to her in the end. But basically, not even the girl who used to be my best friend was me. I was talking to another girl who is a mutual friend of me and the girl who I used to be best friends with, and basically she was just like, okay, like, we're going to Charlie Bear, she's going to pick me up, blah blah blah. So, and she's not even the one who drives. It was like the girl who was my best friend and the girl who invited me. Like, we weren't even, none of us was driving. It was somebody else driving, but it's like I still knew all of these girls because we all went to like middle school, high school together. So, because it ended up being like four other girls other than me. So it ended up being like four other girls. So I feel like this summer, me and them girls, like, we just started to like low-key get close after I got a ride. Like, it's like I got a ride, and then all of a sudden we start going to little events or whatever. But in the midst of me rekindling this little friendship or whatever, I meet this guy. Literally, I got on Instagram and I'm just like scrolling through my little timeline or whatever, and I see this name that I've never seen before. So I'm like, let me click, because you know how like you're scrolling your feed and it'll be like so and so, and this many other people liked this post or whatever. So basically it was something like that. It was like it said his name and like the other people. So I'm like, let me click, because I've never seen this name before. And I clicked the profile, and when I say it was love at first sight for me, it was love at first sight. Like, I see him and I'm just like, this man is so beautiful. Like, we don't have too many mutuals. Like, I've never seen anybody talk about him, post him, nothing. Like, hidden gem. Like, he's a hidden gem. Like, we're going to get married. Like, that's how I was feeling when I saw this guy's Instagram. I'm like, so you know me. It's a little slick. I followed, liked a couple pics, and then he ends up following back, liking some other pics, and he literally, like, he don't even DM me, like, he write on my post like, do you live in Columbus? And I'm like, yeah. And I don't even remember if we had more conversation other than that, but I just feel like after that it was history. Like, me and this guy, like, it was a while before we actually started hanging out, but we would like stay on FaceTime all night and like text all the time. He would text back super quick, so I just felt like it was everything that I was really like wanting, but at the same time I wasn't looking for a relationship or anything at that time. But your man's was doing what he needed to do. And then like now fast forwarding, and I don't know, like, I just felt like me and this guy, we got attached super quick. Like, I just felt like he was just doing a lot. Like, when I say this man was a skimp, like, quick as quick. And there was even a little page where people could like submit pictures of people that they liked, and the page would be like, oh, so and so, like, they won't tell you who it is, but they'll tell you that somebody likes you. So basically it was like, he sent my picture in and they're just like, oh, somebody has a crush on you, blah blah blah. You know, like, he would like do stuff like that, or like try to buy me stuff, all that stuff. So we was moving pretty quick, basically, to say the least. So at the time, like, I just feel like me and the new group of girls that I was hanging out with, we weren't close enough where I'm just like, hey, look at this dude, like, what y'all think? You know, like, when you a girl and you like a dude, you be sending him to your friend, your group chat, like, look, 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 look. And me and them, we not even to this point. Like, I had already sent his picture to like my best friends, and like, they never saw him either. So I felt like that was something that was good to me too, because I'm like, I really got a hidden gem. Like, this is my man. So that was it. So when I would go around them, I never like mentioned him during anything, and I felt like I'd never heard them mention him or anything. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then we go to this fashion show, and the fashion show, this was supposed to be literally the first time I ever met him in person. And he happens to be in the fashion show. And I had never said anything about this guy to them. So mind you that. So we get to the fashion show. We sit in the front row of the fashion show. This man walks down the like runway and he blows me a kiss. And you know, your girl feeling good, like, oh, look, he just blew me a kiss, blah, blah, blah. And I hear on the side of me, like, the girls I'm with, like, oh, look, so-and-so, whatchamacallit, just blew you a kiss. He still like you, blah, blah, blah. So my ears is open. I'm trying to get that tea, because I don't know nothing about this man, and I never heard anything or seen. So I'm like listening. They're basically spilling their little tea, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, like, basically, like, just playing it cool, you know, keeping it player. So I'm just sitting there like, and they was like even saying, oh yeah, that's his ex sitting over there and blah blah blah. And I'm really just sitting there like, just getting on the tea. So we get done with the fashion show. We leave the fashion show because it was a fashion show and an after party. And we go back to the girl's house who was my old best friend, I guess. We go to her house to change. We changed into like club clothes because we were going to a club for the fashion show after party. So when we're sitting there changing, she's sitting there telling her mom like, oh, so and so blew me a kiss, blah blah blah. And it's weird to me because, like I said, me and this girl have not been friends for a minute, and I guess he used to be her ex-boyfriend, but I never knew. I've never seen her post pictures of him. I don't know if he's ever posted pictures of her because I didn't follow him at the time. And yeah, so they're just sitting there, and then I'm just sitting there low-key now starting to feel awkward because I'm like, damn, now do I need to stop talking to this guy because now we're becoming friends? And but at the time I just felt like it was a hard decision for me because I was really starting to like this guy. And then while I'm sitting at her house, like I said, he would like to FaceTime me a lot and text me. So he's trying to like FaceTime me before he goes out to the club. He was trying to FaceTime me, but I end up not. So then we get to the club. Me and my friends are sitting in this little section, and he comes over there, whatever, and I'm low-key feeling awkward after them saying everything that they were saying, you know? So I'm like trying to like rush the interaction with him, like, oh hey, like, you know, like not really trying to talk to him and stuff like that. And I felt bad because I'm just like, this is the first time we've ever met or whatever. And he kind of seemed like he was like nervous. I mean, I don't know. Like now that I know him, I feel like he was nervous. So we had our little conversation, and then he ended up left. You know, we was partying or whatever. And then like I had ended up DMing the girl on Twitter, and I was so mad because I tried to go back to my Twitter DMs and like get this just so I can like put it in the video or whatever. But I have it. So I DM'd her, and yeah, I DM'd her, and I was basically like, hey, like, I remember you telling the story or whatever that you used to date so and so or whatever. How do you feel if I talked to him? And she was basically saying that she would be upset, and why she would be upset, which I'm not going to disclose that. But at that point, I felt like this is where I have to make a decision, and my decision might end up in not having a friend. So at the time, young, dumb, I wanted to do what I want. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take the chance. So I ended up posting a picture of me and him later on like an MCM. You know, everybody used to do the Man Crush Monday. So I did a Man Crush Monday. And when I say the internet went crazy, the internet went crazy. Instagram, Twitter, like I felt like I was going viral. Like, who is this man? Like literally girls I do not even know was commenting on my picture, mad, like all this girl's friends, her cousins, all of that, commenting on my picture, mad, or like acting like I'm a horrible friend. People wanting to fight me, like they are sending subs on Twitter, subbing me, and I'm just looking like, wow, is that serious? Like, even to the point that I just felt like they watched everything I did. And it's crazy because like even when they were commenting, I didn't care. And it's like his best friend at the time was cracking up because I'm like, wow, these girls is really sitting on the internet mad at me, and I'm sitting here kicked up with my mans. Like I didn't care, you know, like. So he was sitting there laughing like, oh my god, you know. But to me, I'm just like, I didn't care. I ended up not speaking to basically any of those girls now, and I feel like at this point, we never really even, nobody really said that they, it was only really one girl who me and her was not cool or whatever, and I just felt like it was crazy because I don't even want friends like this. Like when we had went out to go out one of the days, they were all sitting there complaining because this girl, I guess, didn't chip in on gas, and they're just like, oh, so and so never chips in on gas, blah blah blah, and they're like dogging her, and I'm literally not used to my friends dogging me to each other or anything like that. I just feel like that's not something me and my friends do. So I'm like, this is weird. Like, it's to a point where I'm just like, I will pay her half of the gas. Like, it's not that serious. Like, but then once the girl, what she do? Um okay, so then I had went to another party. Like, it was like a kickback. And when I said I used to go to a lot of parties, I went to a lot of parties. So I went to kickback, and um the guy who was my boyfriend, he was about to go out of town with his dad, but before he went out of town, he wanted to see me. So he ends up pulling up to the kickback, but he didn't come inside the kickback. Like, I went outside and I was talking to him, and basically when I'm sorry guys, bothering me, but basically when I come back into the kickback, this girl calls his best friend and tells his best friend that I was hanging out with this guy I used to talk to, which he actually is like my ex too, but that's another story. They basically, she's literally sitting there laying up with his friend, but talking about me like, oh, so and so. So at the time, the dude was thinking, oh wow, like she really like out here being a little thought or whatever. So he tells my boyfriend, and my boyfriend was like upset, and I'm looking like, dude, you came to the party. Like, so it's like at that point, I didn't never talk to that girl. Like, well, I mean, I talked to her after that because I ended up going to another kickback and it happened to be hers, and she gonna try to confront me and be mad like, girl, you at my house. And I'm like, girl, I can leave. Like, I'm about to play nice for nobody. Like, if I don't like you, I don't like you. So that was that. And yeah, I feel like most of those girls still follow me. I've unfollowed all of them because if you don't like me, why are you following me? I don't care to see what you're doing, and I don't care for you to see what I'm doing, really. But I mean, if you still want to follow me, you can. Me and that guy, we're no longer in a relationship, but we are still cool. Like, I just feel like we work better as friends. So that's basically that. And yeah, like the whole situation, I just feel like, coming back now in the situation, it's like I don't even know if I would redo the situation exactly like how I did it, or if I would just say no to the guy, which I feel like after how everything played out with me and him, I probably would have skipped on him. But at the same time, it's just like I don't really regret it because I just don't. I feel like it was lesson learned. I learned a huge lesson, and I don't miss the friendship. I mean, as harsh as that may sound, I just feel like anyone who is supposed to be in your life will be in your life. You will not have to beg them. You're just not gonna have to do the most. Like, it's just gonna flow naturally. So I just feel like that was God's plan, that they weren't meant to be in my life, and whoever is. So at the end of the day, do what you want to do. Like, friendship breakups are very, very hard. I feel like friendship breakups are actually harder than real relationships, because it's like you really done been through a lot with your friend. Like, I feel like you play around, you're happy, like when stuff goes on you tell your friend everything. It's like everyday life, and I feel like even a relationship is everyday life, but like, to me, I just feel like friendships are harder. And I feel like back in the day, I would, like, I'm sensitive now, but I was very sensitive then. So I feel like this was one of the friendships I took hard, but not that hard. Like, I feel like I have other friendship breakups that I took really hard, and I feel like it took a lot of time to heal. So I feel like as long as you take your time to heal, you will be okay. And letting someone go, don't be afraid to let someone go or move on from anybody. Like, you will be okay. Like, really think about a situation that you were going through hell in, and you got past it. Like, you literally got past it. Like, at the end of the day, you you will get over it. Don't ever feel like you are stuck in a position, or you'll never find another friend, or you're just not going to be happy. Like, literally, I would just say put yourself and your happiness first. So that is the reason why I would say I wouldn't change that, because it's something I wanted to do at that moment. And if I would have did what made other people happy, I feel like I would have, I really wouldn't be the person that I am today. Mm, so yeah, thank you for watching this video, my small little rant here at the end.